So we're going to meditate a little bit, just 1-2 minutes, connect with present moment, and then discuss some Dhamma. So find a straight and comfortable position of the body. And relax all unnecessary tension. Also, you may release any mental tension, worries, or thoughts about past or future. We can drop them and just pay attention on what's happening right now, in the present. What in my experience I can notice. It can be the breath, maybe more predominant for you. Just notice how breath is happening. Breath in, breath out. Or maybe some sounds. Some sounds may feel disturbing. Other sounds may feel pleasant and agreeable. Just know them as a sound, what arise and disappear. Also, you may notice how actually from the sound itself, our mind creates the idea of the object. Because just by hearing some sound, I may tell, oh, it's a bird, or it's a car. Even I can say how big the car is. Oh, it's a motorbike. So just from the sound, my mind creates these ideas based on some experience, of course, in the past. But those just ideas arise in the mind. They are changing. And trying to keep this openness, mindfulness, open mindfulness. We may discuss and explore some Dhamma. So one idea or the area of investigation, it's exactly that area how in our mind we form those like kind of characteristics of the object or mental images. So how sanya, in Pali they call sanya, the perception, recognition, or mental images, how they arise, of course, based on some conditions, based on some, like definitely something is there. We cannot say that everything exists only in the mind, so it would be kind of going too far. But definitely, without the mind, those things would not be there. like that idea of the car, idea of the bird. Yeah, there would be some sound, would be some like characteristic of 4 elements, we may say. But it's our mind creates those ideas and put them to some categories. And also interesting things how we tend to attach to it and identify it. Like in Sutta Nipada, there is a sutta called māgaṇḍiyasuttaṃ, and it's a very good sutta, very deep, but kind of one line struck and reflecting on this deeply, I think it may kind of make things interesting, make things insightful. So it says, for one who does not attach to sanya, for him there are no knots. So and here, like, there is a the Pali word. It's using here. The word is viraga. Maybe heard it. Like viraga means like fading away of desire or dispassion. Sometimes they translate like losing of passion. I have some interest and passion for something, and I just losing it. I'm not kind of not so strongly interested in sanya, in perception, in recognition. And if it's happened, there would be no any knots. So knots means like something tight, and I mean when you have knots on your shoe strings, or I don't know how they call it. Like no one like knots, you know, like, or sometimes knots can be useful. They may hold some things, but the idea to be liberated and to be free, and knots, it's kind of something what like bound or some string would attach you, but you don't want to be attached because we kind of don't want to suffer. And from one perception, from one perspective, we may think like, okay, the sanya, like this idea of the bird, idea of the car, it's kind of harmless, yeah. I'm not attached to the sound of the bird, yeah. I'm not attached to the sound of the car, so we more feel that we attach to like body, for example, or some food or anything. But this kind of just perception, like I perceive this as a wall. I mean, I'm not attached to this wall. I'm not also detached to it. But when we think about something like more complex sanya, like for example, just imagine the nice puppy. You know, the puppies who like run all around. So who likes puppies? I mean, yeah, many people like puppies. It's kind of nature. See them when they playing around and so on. But just now I had experience with like while going down, there was few puppies. They kind of wandering around and barking a little bit, playing, and it's cute. So you pass and you say, oh, okay, they're kind of nice. But then one of them come and start to kind of jump on me with the dirty feet, you know, and then I have to clean the rope afterwards. So that idea of cute and nice puppy disappeared, and it's become dirty puppy who like, I want to chase him away. I don't want to see him anymore. So nothing changed with this puppy, of course. He was playing in dirt there and then jumped to me. For him, there's nothing changed. But for me, this is a kind of circumstance change, yeah. Now this object disturbed me, so this cuteness kind of go to the second layer, and of course he's not my baby, yeah. I don't have to take care about him. I better to just go, you know, because he disturbed me more than give me some joy or whatever. So, and this kind of things, what may happen in mind if we take things as some kind of solid stable things, like puppy's always good, you know, puppy's always nice. And then at some point you realize not always, sometimes maybe not. Or kind of opposite idea, when again, when I just pass through the cemetery, you know, sometime in the cemetery we can have the cow dung, you know, the cow come and just make their business and just go. So, and I mean, naturally, I mean, who likes cow dung? No one. I mean, it's kind of opposite of puppies, yeah. So it's smelly and there's a lot of flies there, and like it, I don't know, doesn't look nice. But then, if you know, like, you know, in India they use it, they make it dry and they use it as a fuel. Actually, they make cook food on it. Like instead of wood, in some places in India there are not much trees, so but a lot of cows. So they may collect this, dry it, and they use it throughout the year to make a heat in the house or to prepare some water or whatever. So it's kind of useful fuel. And when the person is poor, when he doesn't have much, for him it's kind of valuable things, yeah. Like he may, yeah, maybe he would not enjoy the smell and so on, but he would collect it, and like when next time when he see it, he would see the potential to maybe cook food for his family or whatever. So the perception totally different. Or in India also they use this cow dung for cleaning the dishes. You know, now we have all this dish cleaner, but from the ancient times they use it because it's a very good kind of antiseptic. Like it's remove a lot of, I mean, smell of course not, but remove many things what need to be removed kind of for cleaning. So, and I believe like those people who use it daily in some like home things, they have a little bit different perceptions than I have. They're passing in the morning and have a kind of mostly just unpleasant object. Yeah, it doesn't give me any usefulness. But for people who use it, like it's totally different. So what I want to say is that the perception may change, and the perception may depend on many circumstances, like how what kind of attitude I have towards the object and so on. And again, for one who does not attach to one's own perception, like how things forms, or the idea of beauty, maybe this is the most kind of visible, that where I can be attached. So, but all this idea of beauty also may come. Again, different people have different preferences. Yeah, of course we have some common maybe things when something become like a fashion or trend, and in mass media they try to show us like, okay, you see there is a this is the idea of a beautiful woman, yeah, or idea of a beautiful man. So the shape and so on, and then of course it's kind of it become, they call it mass hallucination. So there was my personal hallucination that something was beautiful, but this is a mass because all people, not all people, but kind of majority in society may believe this is a beauty standard. Yeah, this is not a beauty standard. If we study the art, you know, throughout the years, the idea of beauty has been changed. You know, like really what was considered a beautiful woman, and now things change. You know? And interesting that, I mean, the same human beings, yeah, we would imagine that they would have similar interest towards opposite gender and so on, but actually, yeah, of course, the opposite gender, it's like most interesting for most people, but the details can change because of some fashion and society and so on. So, and of course, if I attach to this idea of beauty, like I kind of perceive this object as a beautiful object, like new car or like young like ladies, for example, and then don't see that actually these things are changing. These things are like now she's a young lady, after I don't know 50, 60 years, things change, yeah. So, and same way with like young boy and so on. So like with a new car, things change, and if I kind of attach to the perception of beauty, then I of course will be suffer, because if I really, for example, have a relationship with a person just because he look beautiful, I mean, where is it? Yeah, it doesn't last forever. Things change, and if other way around, if this person like have a relationship with me because I'm young and beautiful, also it would not last forever. Yeah, so we kind of, it's good to see a little bit beyond all this appearance and initial perception, how we may perceive things. And then, like in that Gata, for one who detached or completely liberated from the sanya, from the perception, for him there would be no knots. And for him there would be liberation by wisdom. So by reflection, by like insight, he might understand, okay, these just things what arise and pass away, and they change, and they cannot give me bring whole satisfaction. So what's the point to cling to them? If I let go of them, I still may, all these things, like all the beautiful puppies, nice things, and beautiful people, they still will be around. But my attitude should change. My attitude, not kind of to take it as my object, beautiful object, I want to enjoy this, this kind of appropriation, lead to suffering. So in practice, I wish you to try to see where I have some perception, and I believe this is kind of beautiful, this is permanent, this is really things what or something like this. And then see, is it really things what give me suffering? Or maybe not, maybe kind of no problem. So to explore these things, how the sanya creates these knots, like bondage, and how opposite, if I on one day, like, or even for one moment, I free from this attachment to sanya, there's no knots, at least for that moment. So to see this relationship, and naturally it will lead you to less suffering.